Morning, Director of Communication at Stewart-Haas Racing. I want to thank everyone for coming to our race shop today. We have a great announcement that we're all very, very excited about. Also want to say hello to thank you for everyone listening on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio and those following at NASCAR.com/presspass. A couple things that we'll do before we get started. Obviously, we've got some great guests here, and I'll introduce them. We have Sam Marson, Executive Vice President, Nature's Bakery. Dave Marson, the founder of Nature's Bakery. Danica Patrick, driver of the number 10 Chevrolet for Stewart-Haas Racing. And Tony Stewart, driver-owner of Stewart-Haas Racing. You know, Tony, it's a great day for our history here at SHR at 9 a.m. The team was told what was going on, but a big piece of this puzzle is another piece of Stewart-Haas Racing's future has been secured, specifically with its driver lineup. So tell us about that.
Well, we're proud to announce that we've extended Danica's contract and also have two great partners up here that are going to be joining us for multi-year deals. So very excited to have Danica on board for the future. And, you know, it's great working with her. She's, like I've said numerous times, probably the most detail-oriented driver that I think I've ever worked with. So very excited to have her on board for down the road, and just excited about this. This is a great time in our sport, I think, and to bring a new partner on board really makes all of us at Stewart-Haas really proud.
A new brand with a dynamic partnership with Danica Patrick and Stewart-Haas Racing. Want to reintroduce Dave Marson. You know, her career continues to grow, and Dave, your tagline is energy for life's great journeys. Tell us about this journey with NASCAR, Danica, and Stewart-Haas Racing.
Yeah, this is a pretty special moment for us. We're a pretty young company, only been in the business for a few years, but you know, it's a pleasure to introduce Nature's Bakery to the NASCAR world, to Stewart-Haas Racing, and obviously to Danica. What a genuinely authentic person to represent our brand. It's a pretty amazing. We are, you know, the normal American company that is living the American dream. So, I mean, we are extremely excited for this, and we look forward to the adventure.
Great. And specifics of the Nature's Bakery sponsorship, it starts in 2016, 28 races as a primary sponsor on that number 10 car. Danica, you're back with Stewart-Haas Racing, a brand new brand in Nature's Bakery that is looking to you and this race team and this sport to grow its business. A lot of responsibility, but it comes with a lot of authenticity, and that's because Nature's Bakery makes products that suit your lifestyle. Talk a little bit about this new partnership.
This is very exciting for me. Getting to know Dave and Sam has really shown me what great people they are, and of course what great products that they make, and what great values they have. I feel like our brands align so perfectly. It's kind of amazing, and I think that this journey is going to be really fun. I think there's going to be lots of exciting things that we can do together in the future. And of course, on top of that, being able to re-sign with Tony and here at Stewart-Haas is very important to me. I really, really do feel like family here, and I feel like there's nowhere else I want to be, and I'm just fortunate enough that I didn't have to look anywhere else, and that I get to stay, and that I have a great new sponsor.
And I want to introduce Sam Marson because there's a great story about how this whole relationship came about. It's a testament to the B2B relationships fostered not only by Stewart-Haas Racing, but by NASCAR as a whole. And Sam, just how did this day become possible?
Yeah, it's exciting how it came about. It was through Haas Automation, actually. We build a lot of our own baking equipment. So that relationship with my regional sales rep of Haas Automation got together and became friends. And he happened to have a contact here at Stewart-Haas Racing, and the dialogue started. And you know, it was kind of a crazy idea that we've made reality here today.
And that Haas Automation salesman, Keith Grano of Selway Machine Tool in Northern California, is here. Keith, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. And you know, the thing is, we've got a great car. It's covered in foliage. And we don't have an announcement and unveil without an actual unveil, so I want to ask my friends at Communicore here on the count of 3 to pull back that cover. We'll allow our photogs to get in place. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Danica, what do you think of your new ride?
Hang on, here we go. I feel like that's a really good color for me. It's really good against my complexion. I think it's also, to be serious, I think it's going to stand out on track. There's not quite a color like that out there, and definitely not this much of it. So I think it's going to stand out, which is important. But of course, more importantly, it's going to look great against my skin tone.
Dave, Sam, this car will hit the track at Daytona in 2016, but this is as close as it gets right now. Your thoughts right now at this moment?
Again, just a really special moment. I've got my family with here, my father and mother, my wife, my kids. My daughters are at home with the grandkids, but this is a dream come true. We've been NASCAR fans for 20 years, so to be able to take what we do, make better-for-you foods, and combine that with a love of NASCAR, I mean, this is special. I'm really enjoying this.
And a little bit of background, Nature's Bakery was founded in 2010 by Dave and Sam, and their lineage in the food industry goes back to the 1960s when Dave's father, Richard, opened a family bakery. Dave is here, and Dave grew up in the bakery and passed his skills along to Sam, and that entrepreneurial spirit is what gives us Nature's Bakery today. So I'll stop talking. I know there's probably a lot of questions here. We do ask you to state your name and affiliation, raise your hand. We do have 2 folks running mics. We'll start right here with Tom and then go to Claire.
Thanks. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Typically, when you think of a sponsor for a NASCAR team, especially to do as many as 28 races, you think of a Fortune 500 company or maybe a much bigger public company. Can you give us a little bit of background about Nature's Bakery, how big you are, how many employees you have, and some detail about that, please?
Sure. We have about 420 employees. We have 2 plants, one in St. Louis, one in the Nevada area, representing about 400,000 square feet of manufacturing. You know, you can look at the size of our company and say we're either the up-and-coming guy who's going to be the next Fortune 500, and that's what we plan on being, and we're taking and leveraging this opportunity with NASCAR, the NASCAR fan base, to look at our products and to grow and become one of those Fortune 500 companies. So, you know, we thank Stewart-Haas Racing and Danica for believing us, because we came to them with an idea and a dream, and we said, we are the new up-and-coming company. You know, look at us, and we'll show you what we can do. And they believed in us, so we really look forward to that opportunity.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. You said the brands align perfectly. You can kind of see that with your interest in health and yoga, and I've always wanted to write a cookbook. You see this product. Can you talk more about the brand aligning perfectly concept that you just mentioned, expand about it a bit, and how you move forward to I guess, get people to know Nature's Bakery like you did with GoDaddy?
There we go. Sorry about that. Yes, just as you said, I really feel like all you have to do is look at my social media to see, and I've always used that for a way to get to know me off the track, because the things on track can be learned through all of you, and whether they read it or see it, it's the things outside of the car that you would not necessarily know about. So I think all you have to do is look at that, and that is what lines up perfectly with Nature's Bakery. It's going out and it's energy for your journey. So it's, you know, going out on a hike with Dallas, or it's doing yoga at home, or it's doing CrossFit and needing energy for that. It's traveling. I mean, I am always on the road, and I always need things that are quick and handy. You guys all know that too. Spending time on the road, you need snacks. So I just think that between that and their open-mindedness to exploring all kinds of different ways that we can work together, they have big dreams, and they want to align them with me and make them work with me. And I think that's very exciting for me as a brand, because I definitely do have things that I enjoy and stand for, and they're ready to embrace that and use that in the best way possible to get their product out there, get their message out there, and really, I think that all those things just back up the backbone of the company, which is about lifestyle. It's using lifestyle to get the product out there and let them know what it stands for, right? So I'm excited about that. I know that I don't even know what the scope of all the things that we're gonna do are. I don't think you guys do either. And that's the fun part, is that we're gonna get to create that together. And I think that in this day and age, authenticity is hard to come by, but recognized. And I feel like people are going to recognize its authenticity as we go along.
Bob Hockers, ESPN. For Danica, did you talk at all to any other teams? Did you have proposals from any other teams?
Thank you. Bob, nice job with the... Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to do it for me.
I was just going to show you how to do it.
Very nice job with your shirt, by the way. Nice. It must have been my sneaky peeky picture, which I didn't spell right. I'm sorry about that. I can't spell. What was your question again? Did I talk to any other teams? Nope. And I really feel fortunate that I didn't have to. I knew this is where I wanted to be, and I didn't get to that point really. So I'm grateful for that.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today. This is for Sam. Can you expand a little bit more on the B2B relationship? I mean, I take it Haas is going to help you build your machines now for your equipment, or how does that work in terms of the sponsorship?
We purchase Haas Automation machinery. We use their machinery in our company, and we have our own machining and fabrication shop. We build most of our equipment to make our products. That's what gives us a leading edge on some of our competitors. We can keep up with rapid growth. We're not paying another company to build our stuff for us. We're doing it all in-house and vertically integrated.
Louis Frank Reuters. Sam or Dave, are your products sold in all 50 states? And if you're not a public corporation, do you plan to go public sometime?
No on the public at this time. We're in every state. We're in 22 countries, so we are a global brand. We intend to be in 40 countries over the next 24 months. We have some very big plans to grow this brand.
And joining us are media who are across the country and unavailable to be here, but they are on via teleconference. We're going to go to them now, and Tom, Kurt, we'll let you guys take it away on the teleconference portion.
If at any time your question has been answered, you can remove yourself from the queue by pressing 1. If you are using a speakerphone, we ask that while posing your question, you pick up your handset to provide favorable sound quality. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you do have a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad at this time. Please hold while we poll for questions. Okay, our first question comes from Brant James from USA Today. Please say your question.
Hello, thanks for the time, first of all. For whoever could answer it, what are the lengths of the deals for the extension for Danica and the sponsorship? And for Danica specifically, how validating is it to have this wrapped up with the team and the sponsor coming off such a long-term relationship with GoDaddy as a sponsor?
As far as the term of the contract, we never disclose that at SHR with either our partners or our drivers. So it's a multi-year contract. Like I said, we've got a great relationship with Danica and Dave and Sam and Nature's Bakery. This is something that is not a short-term deal by any means. So like we mentioned earlier, to grow the brand and to help these guys grow this company is not something that you do in a 1 or 2 year deal. So really excited about having them on board and having Danica on board long term as well.
this is really the first year that I've had to wonder or worry what I'm going to do in the next year. So I've been extremely fortunate in my career to not have to think about that. And one deal rolled into the next, and there was not a lot of concern. So I've had a lot of comfort over a decade. But I think this is a great reminder that, you know, closing a chapter can let a new great one open, and one that, you know, could be even better than you expected. And I think that's really the way that this turned out.
Great. Thanks both for the answers.
Thank you. And our next question comes from Tony Fabrizio from ESPNW.com. Please state your question.
Oh, hey, guys. First, Tony, can you speak to what Danica means to the team in terms of her total value rather than only the results on the track? And Danica, can you address what it means to remain with a team that you know is going to give you, you know, what you need to keep improving and have a chance to possibly do some really big things in the sport?
Well, I think we've all been excited from day one. You know, obviously we know what the value of Danica's brand is, but as well, watching her from her IndyCar days, I realized how big a talent she is more so than a marketing tool. So to have her as one of the drivers at Stewart-Haas Racing, I mean, we're proud of her. We're proud of her progress. We're proud of what she does behind a race car. Like I said, she's probably the most detail-oriented race driver I've ever worked with, as far as her feedback, her attention to detail as far as describing what her car does and the feel that she has in the car. She's much better at it than I am. So, you know, I think she's a great asset to this organization. I look at it more from the racing side than the marketing side personally, but I just like working with her. I mean, she asks a lot of questions. She retains information really well, and like I said, she's so detail oriented. I mean, it makes me strive to try to be better at being a race car driver than what we are. So she's a huge asset here.
Thank you, Tony. I am just lucky to be at a team with drivers like Tony Stewart and Kevin Harvick and Kurt Busch, and of course the talent beyond that with the crew chiefs and the crews and the pit crews. It's a great, fortunate place for me to be in. I have the ability to learn as much as I seek out. And I also think that is rare within a team that I have such great resources that are open books that will help me so much. And I believe that's what helps fast forward my learning curve at times. And it really feels like when I put emphasis on something to make it better that I can. And I can because I can ask questions and get real answers. And that is of infinite value to me. So this is a very, very, very good place for me to be as a driver.
And we'll bring it back to the floor. Any further questions from the floor? Yep, we'll go with Bob right here, and then back to Claire.
Bob Pockers, ESPN. For Dave, were you looking at NASCAR in general, or is this, if you weren't going to sponsor Danica, you wouldn't sponsor anybody?
No, we weren't looking at NASCAR at all. I mean, my idea probably would have been a quarter panel or a rear panel to start with. I would have never thought we would have been a full sponsor on a vehicle. This really came about with Sam, my son's vision, and the connection through Haas that led to the opportunity, and the stars aligned and everything fit together just wonderfully. It was not a forced deal at all. So it was really opportunity that came in front of us, and we took advantage of that.
And I've heard Dave say, and Sam, that they're going to be at not only all 28 races, but probably all of them in the entire season. So I think that shows what race fans they are. And as they said, it's like the American dream and a dream come true to have this car on the track. So I'm proud to drive it.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio with a follow-up. Have you set specific goals for the rest of this year and next year now that you have the sponsorship and the contract sort of settled? And what would they be? Improvement in the performance goals.
Absolutely. It's to continue to improve, and I don't think that there's not a marker for that necessarily. I mean, the results just have to keep getting better and better. And you know, for instance, there was emphasis after Indianapolis to get better at restarts, and that's just what I've done. So it's always evolving, and when you know you make something else better, something else shows up. So, but it's a work in progress, and I think that for most all of your career as a driver, you continue to get better and learn. But it's always working in that direction, and sometimes it's moving faster than other times, and sometimes it's moving a little bit slow for what I want. But I think that it is going in the right direction, and that's all I can ask for.
We'll go with Lee and then Doug.
Lee Spencer, motorsport.com. For Dave, can you just expand a bit on being a race fan? I mean, you said you had been a race fan for 20 years. Can you talk about, you know, what it is that draws you in, and you know, how much of that did play into what you're doing?
Well, I mean, besides watching it on TV, I mean, I've been an athlete growing up. I've been a coach for 17 years. So what attracts me to NASCAR is the team effort that it takes, what it takes. So if you find a driver, you become very loyal to that driver, and you follow them. It's something I did every Sunday morning. I did it with my son. I do it with my grandson now. And we sit down and we watch NASCAR on Sunday morning. So it's been a passion, but I think it's driven from my athletics and my athletic involvement on many different levels.
Danica, you're following up. You finished a career best 9th at Bristol in the spring. What do you anticipate for this weekend?
I was fortunate to get to test there a month or so ago, and I think that we made the car better, and I hope that we start in a better place than we started last time. And we can, you know, these weekends, it's, as you know, it's track position is very important, so we're going to do everything we can to unload better than we did last time so we can qualify better. And we definitely caught some breaks, but we made the car better in the race last time we were there, and that's what got us to the position that we were in. And so that's, I mean, that's the motivation for this weekend, and it would be great to have another top 10. I always think that if you're on the lead lap at the end of the race, that anything can happen when you come down to the last restart. So I'm sure that Bristol will be all that Bristol usually is. I'm sure it'll get a little bit rough out there, and that's kind of what you have to do to get by cars these days. So have to put ourselves in a position to have a good enough car to put the car wherever I need to get by cars and be aggressive. So that's what we're going to work on for this weekend. But first and foremost, it's going to start with unloading better and then qualifying as far up as we can.
We'll go with Doug and then back to Tom.
Ice Performance Racing Network. Danica, Nature's here. Have you had a chance to sample and can give us a review of anything yet?
I had the gluten-free fig bar fig flavor before I came down here. That's my pre-press conference energy. And it's delicious. I was able to get some products a little while back after I first met with them, and they were all consumed by myself and Ricky. And so I'm looking forward to my next shipment of products in the form of not just a box, but the brown cardboard boxes filled with many boxes, so that I can put them in every spot I own: the car, the purse, the backpack, the bus, the house, because they're very good. You guys will learn that for yourselves as you go grab one and try one. They're delicious.
Tony, Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. We all know the competition for sponsors is every bit as fierce as the competition on the track. For Stewart-Haas as a company, the people who work here, the fabricators, the engineers, the guys who build the cars and work on it, what does having a deal like this in place mean in terms of everybody being able to sleep better at night?
Well, you know, first it's exciting because it's somebody new to the sport, and that's always I think a huge victory for our entire sport. But for us here at the shop, I mean, it's now getting, you know, we're not worried about paint schemes. We know what we're doing. We've got our drivers in place. it is exciting because we can sleep at night. Like you said, it is. We all know how competitive it is, and it is just as competitive with sponsorship as it is, on track performance. So for these guys, it's nice for Sam and them to come in this morning and talk to the guys and meet all these guys and see how excited they are about Nature's Bakery being on board as well. So I think it lets us focus on the stuff that we love to do each week now, and that's try to make our race cars go faster.